Alright. Ancient balding with a ranger fatigues hanging baggy on his skinny frame. He wears his long gray hair pulled back in a tight ponytail and his bifocals teeter on the tip of his nose. What choice to have to make? Wish you'd saved the AGR Center instead. Nothing like buried in rutabagas. Now I guess they're gone for good. Now, what can old Flink do for you today? He's a good kid, Vargas. Helped us save the world from Finster and base Cochise rebel army back in the old days. And has been keeping us safe and strong ever since. Love him like his own son. So blah blah, back before Acopolis, it was a military village just like this one. Cochise was a robot research center. Then somehow about 15 years ago, its mainframe had some sort of glitch and it started thinking humans were the enemy. Can you believe it? It darn things started pooping out the killer robots and sending them off to kill all and sundry. Well, the Rangers had to put a stop to that, didn't they? And so we did. Blew the damn piece again we come. Ain't seen a robot since. Didn't you see the head in the museum? Crazy scientist type wanted to kill everybody and replace them with mutants. Started making plagues to wipe us all out. Thank God Vargas and Angie and Frasher and Hellraiser put him down like the mad dog he was. Alright, well, as a matter of fact, I could use your help. You mean all looking for interesting relics and artifacts in the past to add to our collection. Calling that kind of stuff was the best thing that the crazies who lived here before ever did. The trouble was, all they wanted was to hide it away. We want to show it to people. Let them comment on it. Maybe figure out what some of it does. So listen, if you ever come across anything interesting while on patrol, bring it back and I'll trade you what you found. I won't give you no junk gear. I'll set you up something good. The fellows all joke that I've been around so long that the standard issue for a ranger back in the days was a flintlock and a coonskin cap. And well, that ain't far wrong. I got boots older than General Vargas' daddy. Heh, everyone's a kid to me. I'm older than dirt, and you're just back from a first patrol, ain't you? Well, then I guess I can call you what I want. So he's like a museum curator, I guess. There's no getting around it. Despite the bathrobe and his slippers and a high-tech artificial leg, this guy is intimidating. Fat, yes, but there's a lot of muscle under all that padding, and he's 6. And he's 6 if he's an inch. Also, his fists are the size of canned hams. Yeah, I know, you're new recruits. Here's a high pool, etc. Well, I don't do a tour. Flintlock does a tour, I just do maps. So unless you've got questions about maps, talk to him. Thanks. Keeping accurate maps is an important part of Ranger's job. Knowing location and distances to towns, oases, and resources keeps our communities alive. We also need to put new places on the map when we find them. Call who lives there, and if they're a threat. Now, if you excuse me, I'll be getting back to it. We're always looking to expand our knowledge of the world. Write down all places you visit on your map, and when you come back to the base, I'll reward you for any place we don't already have on our maps. The more the better. There aren't many places to find drinkable water in the desert. So we try to keep our maps current about which are pure and which are run dry. And no, I'm not giving you the map. Part of becoming a ranger is finding the water for yourself. We had to do it in my day. You'll have to do it too. His incessant chatter can be wearing, but I'm glad he's here. He acts as a shield for the idiots who would otherwise bother me. Every time Vargas brings new recruits to the Citadel, they always want to show them around the museum. Well, I don't have time for it. You'll never pay any attention anyway. If you ask about it again, I'll tear it off and beat you with it. Sorry, you're right. I'm being selfish. I got it from a woman named Dr. Trial. Don't know where she came from, but she did excellent work. It's not for the squeamish though. The new leg is fine, works like a charm, but it's powered by a fuel cell that is implanted in the chest. Kinda freaked me out, to be honest. It's like a little blue gem set in my breastbone. First few nights I had it, it glowed, kept me awake. It just feels unnatural. Darwin, not Darwin's. Darwin doesn't own it. Well, no, it does. Since the radiation overwhelmed it, it's abandoned. I like the spot it used to be on the map. So there's Darwin's village. So that was, I guess, like, you know, one of the places that, I want to note, by the way, that, you know, this is the game called Wasteland 2. So there was a Wasteland 1. And, like, I guess that would be, like, you know, where we go basically get stuff. That's General Vargas to you. A wild man back when we patrolled the Eder. Now he's too cautious for his own good, or the Rangers. We lost a lot of men taking his place, and I understand him wanting to regroup and rebuild. But it's been 15 years. While we've been sitting here guarding our little patch, the weeds have been growing beyond our borders. And every year we let them go, they're going to get hard to cut back when time comes. Look at the map. This is Ranger Citadel. Our territory stretches from the rail nomads here to the north, to Asia Center to the south, and a high pool to the east. That's it. Everything outside that triangle has become terra incognita. Our emphasis is shrinking when we should be expanding. A reservoir and a water treatment plant places like a fortress, which is no surprise considering how valuable water is. We get our water from them in exchange for patrolling up there. Good thing you saved it. Well, it was a research facility that tried to figure out ways to grow more and better crops in the wastelands. Now it's gone thanks to you. We'll probably all starve. A little town built up in a rail cars, always fighting amongst themselves, but they don't generally bother anyone else. Bit of a drug problem though. I wish they would end their conflict. Every time one of them gets the upper hand, I have to change my maps. Raiders, militias, mutant animals, mad scientist cults. We keep our backyard clean, but beyond the wastelands it's worse than ever it was. And there are places out there that haven't been updated on my maps since we got here. If the Rangers didn't exist, I would have joined some scavenger and been dead before I was 30. I may have lost a leg in my service here, but found my mind. I call that a bargain, the best I ever had. So, maps, that's what he's all about. And like basically there's like, you know, a lot of like stuff. A small square piece of plastic colored blue, orange and white. There are raised letters and numbers embossed on it. Most of the numbers are rubbed off, but you can just make out the letters Ace Crusher-esque. You want a tour? Terrific. Heh, most of the fellows run screaming when I start talking about the old days. Great to have an appreciative audience. So that's a strange one. There's a lot of these little cards around, all completely worthless. But this one meant so much to the guy that he paid the Rangers who bought to him more gear than you could shake a stick at. Never found what he wanted for, but when he died, he decided to retrieve it and preserve it. Bizarre how a little piece of plastic got so much loot. That's the head of one of the Desert Ranger's greatest enemies, everyone John Finster. He's one of the mad scientists trying to make people and mutants or some such. I can't remember all the details. All I know is that he was so mad he turned himself into an android. Didn't help him when the Rangers caught up with him. Lost his head over it, in fact. Heh. Kinda spooked the way his eyes follow you around the room, ain't it? There are a lot of fake blood stats lying around, but this is the real one, I promise you. We took it off the corpse of the blood priest himself. No one knows exactly what his purpose or what it does. The secret of its origins are lost in the mist of time. That, and we lost the manual. Now our finest moment, this one. Team of Rangers in high pool ended up killing a kid in self-defense when he started taking a pot shot at them with a gun. Some vigilante named Red Rider came after the team when he heard about the killing. Bent on vengeance, had to kill him too. This is his gun. Isn't she a beauty? Top of the line, and the heaviest hitter of her day. Not a person now, I'm afraid. Can't find any replacement. Blah blah. So I guess the Red Rider got killed by the Rangers eventually in Wasteland 1. Now that is a useful piece of plastic. It got us free to File Dorson and Sleeper Base 1, well worth the hours of fighting it took to get it. Not much to look at, but you would not believe what we found inside. Always check broken toasters, children, they're like slot machines. Sometimes you get nothing, sometimes you get something. So what's in here? That's the doctor? The man must be a Ranger's doctor, judging from the tools he's been carrying around. He walks around the room tending to his patients, but frequently stops to catch his breath. You can see tattoos running around his neck and arms, though you can see catch a glimpse of the liar when he reaches up to cover his mouth during a coughing fit. Oh, new gas recruits. Hurt, need supplies, or just snooping? Well, don't. Stay out till you're sick. No, hack. Looky Luke's. What's in it to you? Can't a sick man take some pills? Not unless you got a cure for gas lung cancer on you. Ha 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 ha. Heck hack. Goddamn cough it. Hack. Before the apocalypse, I could have had chemo, cough, therapy, lateral healing crystals. Now all I can do is take pills and wait for the end. And the fucking pills aren't working anymore. Hell yes, anything and everything. I'll take I'll trade you double for anything you find. Ha! What comedian? There's no cure. Not for 150 goddamn years. Not unless you believe those crackpots who say Finster found one before he died. Mad scientist lived in a place called Darwin's Village, was working on modifying humans for hostile environments, but there's a rumor that he invented a lot of disease and cures too. Bullshit, of course. And even if it wasn't, Darwin Village doesn't exist anymore. Well, hot shit for you. Then go get my goddamn cure. So he offers you stuff if you want. I might buy some stuff from here. There's nice stuff in here, apparently. You know what? Let's buy none of this stuff for now. Oh, I never actually reload my stuff. Oh crap, does this actually take ammo that I don't have? This takes 9mm ammo, okay. Interesting. So, my old ammo is no longer useful for this. I'll have to get some more ammo. Interesting, I got turrets in here.
Welcome back to Ranger Citadel, recruits.
Ah, here's General Vargas. A stiff bearded man wearing a hard-worn Ranger uniform and battle cowboy hat. General Vargas walks with a cane, but he's not hopeless. He wears a pearl-handed revolver on his hip, and there's a lot of notches in the barrel.
So you saved High Pool at the expense of Ag Center. A tough decision, and I know it must weigh heavily on your minds. But a choice had to be made. And once you chose High Pool, you did all you could to save it and its people. I'm particularly pleased that you helped Kate Preston become the new mayor over there. She's the kind of pragmatic, level-headed leader the old place needs. Also, let me personally thank you for finding Ace's killer, whatever it was. I'm sorry your initiation into the Rangers has been such a trial by fire, but you've proven yourself tough under pressure. And in my eyes, that makes you fit to be a Ranger. Welcome aboard. Now, any questions?
Wow, is that a lot of options to hit.
Echo 1, your team's recent progress merits a number of field promotions.
So guess who I report to?
Congratulations, Echo 1. You've done well. Did you? Excellent work. Let me have a look. Not much here, is there? Let me see. Fell in with a snake squeezing cellar. Okay. Getting that feeling of being followed. Damn, tells a sad story, doesn't it? Guess what came out of the dark was that damn killer robot. Well, looks like your best lead is to find this snake squeezing salesman, whoever he is. Mentions Rail Nomad here, so have a look there if you haven't already. Maybe this fella knows something more, like where the rest of the logbook is. It is your home now, recruits. A place to rest and resupply between missions. A place to learn and to share your knowledge with others. But it's more than that. Despite its tarnished history, the Citadel is a force for good, a shining beacon of justice in a dark land, a bulwark against barbarism in a world of lawlessness and brutality. Indeed, it is the furrowed field out of which the seeds of order will grow into a new and better civilization. Hey, forgive me. Get carried away sometimes, but I do believe we are making a difference despite my shortcomings. and that our flame must not be allowed to be snuffed out. That's why we need young, motivated recruits like yourselves.
Lots and lots of stuff to talk about.
I've been too cautious, recruits. Since we took this place over 15 years ago, I focused too much on keeping the peace in areas we know, and not enough on outside threats. I wanted to rebuild, get our numbers up, but all I've really been doing is letting the world pass us by. Well, that's gotta change, and the change starts with you. You are going to find out where this threat is coming from. We have a library here, where we compile maps and information about the region to help us with our work. If you want to know about any old tech or ancient knowledge, go talk to old Flintlock there. If you've got map questions, see Gilbert. He's our cartographer. Gilbert was another one of my squad. We called him Thrasher back in the day. A good man to have in a tight spot. Past his fighting days now, though. Took a wound during the Battle of Base Cochise and never fully recovered. Now, he's our cartographer and damn good at it. You'll find him in the museum with Flintlock. You'll want to talk to our quartermaster, Sergeant Melson, about that. He'll provide you with all the weapons, armor, and gear you need to carry out your duties in the Wastelands. You may also want to talk to Ethel Mercaptain or TNT-10 if you need something special.
Well, sorry about some people.
Nelson's all right. A bit young, a bit rowdy, a bit gung-ho. But the Rangers need that now. We need new blood, like yourselves. Woodson's that man right over there, my radio wingman. The man who keeps me on the air. If you want to know more about the repeater units, or how to use your radio, see him. One of the brightest minds in the Citadel. She's really helped us get our weapons and armor up to scratch, and she's always coming up with new and better stuff. Worth a visit just to see what she's got cooking. Our munitions expert. Crazy bastard is gonna blow us all up one day. Does good work, though. In the field, his ordnance is highly reliable. It's just his workshop that scares the bejesus out of me. Flintlock was old when I was your age. Now he's ancient. Knows more about the history of the Desert Rangers than any man alive, and he'll tell you so himself. Ace and I went way back to the prison days. We fought Finster and the base Cochise robot army together. We rebuilt the Citadel from scratch. That I sent him on the mission which got him killed hangs heavy on my heart, and Angie's never gonna forgive me. Another of the old gang back from the day. She's a tough cookie, Angie, but she's pretty broken up about Ace. They were close. Place was nearly the death of us. Hell, it was nearly the death of the whole human race. Damned malevolent mainframe churning out an endless army of robots. If we hadn't stopped it, well, I hate to think. The Rangers have fought robots before, but none like that. I don't know what that thing was or where it came from, and that makes me uneasy. I'd already sent Captain Mercaptain a special requisition form on the condition you bring her something that'll help us track down Ace's killer. From what she's told me so far, you'll need the best she's got. You are our next generation recruits, and I want you to make us proud. Remember that every action you take reflects directly upon the Desert Rangers as a whole. We've worked hard to gain the trust of the people of Arizona, and to have them accept our authority. Keep that in mind every time you draw your weapon or make a promise. The lives of other Rangers and the rule of law depend on your wisdom, honor, and forbearance. Our old stomping grounds, since right after the apocalypse. We moved out of there about 15 years ago when we took over this place. It wasn't a bad place, but the Citadel is more defensible. The Red Scorpions have moved into the prison since then. Nasty bunch from all accounts. They call themselves the Red Scorpion Militia now, and lately they've been filling the airwaves with a lot of trash about how they're the real law and order around here. Just another raider gang, if you ask me. I don't give them the time of day. Craziest jackalope we ever faced. Might have been human once, might have been sane too. But when we met him, he was a crazy android bent on wiping out the human race and replacing us all with mutants. Got his head in our museum if you want to take a look. Make us proud, recruits.
So, Woodson.
Welcome, recruits. Nice to finally make your acquaintance. Good work saving the day and attaching the repeater units in Highpool. The General and I thank you. Now I'm guessing you're here to learn more about these mysterious broadcasts that you've been helping us with. We don't know where they're coming from, or who's making them. Hell, they could be old pre-war recordings for all we know. But we've been hearing them since the skies started to clear. And they've got a threatening sound to them, so we've been trying to learn more about them. Which is what we sent Ace out to do when that robot murdered him. Now, you've already attached one of our repeater units to the radio tower at Highpool. But because you were unable to do the same at Ag Center, we're in a bit of a bind. See, we intended to make a Watson-Watt Adcock antenna array using those two towers. Our tower here, and the tower where Ace died. Linking those four would have allowed us to pinpoint the origin of the signal. Now, however, we're going to have to try to find the radio tower the General already mentioned to you in Damanta. If it even exists.
Cool.
I've been hearing the Red Scorpion's radio chatter about this place for more than a year now. They claim it's somewhere beyond the eastern radiation clouds. I hope they're right. The radio tower that Gilbert says is rumored to be there could be our only hope for tracking down those mysterious broadcasts.
And yeah, it's been so long, I'm actually having to drink water at this point. This is gonna be a long, long episode of, like, chatting and all that.
You sure you want to hear this? Most people's eyes glaze over when I start getting technical. Really? Okay, you asked for it. So with the traditional Watson-Watt method of radio direction finding techniques, it is possible to find the direction from which a radio signal was transmitted using two Adcock antenna pairs to perform an amplitude comparison on the incoming signal. An Adcock antenna pair is a pair of antennas that take the vector difference of the received signal at each antenna so that there is only one output from the pair of antennas. Two of these pairs generate what can be referred to as north-south and east-west signals, which will then be passed to the receiver. In the receiver, the bearing angle can be computed by taking the arctangent of the radio of the north-south to east-west signal. Given any four antennas of a known distance from each other, this method can establish a very accurate directional vector on an incoming signal. Satisfied?
Yep. I don't think I heard about any of that. I just glazed over.
I'm very sorry you weren't able to save Ag Center. They were doing so much to develop hardier animal and plant stock that would survive out here in the wastes. It's a real blow to have lost them. I'm so glad you were able to save Highpool. Its reservoir and treatment plant provides water for us and the other communities in the area. We use the repeater units to boost a weak radio signal out in the field and transmit the data back to the Citadel. And let me tell you, it was hell trying to find enough parts to make the ones we needed, which is why I'm so glad you were able to find the ones Ace was carrying. Well, it's only a theory, but my guess is that the fallout that's been floating around up there in the ionosphere since the war has been muddying things up there, stopping long-range broadcasts from being reflected back to Earth. Now maybe the fallout is starting to decay, and the ionosphere is slowly returning to normal, allowing it to reflect radio waves like it used to back in the good old days. Or not. I only know what I read in salvage books.
Whatever caused it, we're definitely picking up more distant radio signals these days than we were able to even 3 months ago.
Well, I'm not going to say anything bad about the General when I'm sitting right next to him, am I?
You better not, Woodson. I'll take away your smokes ration.
See? But seriously, I think the General has been a wise and cautious leader these past 15 years. Some of the boys may think he keeps it a little too cautious, but they're not the ones who have to feel the calls when good men die. Since we started hearing these strange broadcasts, he decided that the quiet times are over, and his place is here, on the air, listening to the people of the wastes and sending his troops into battle. Well, we spent the 15 years since we defeated the base code chief's AI retrenching, Rebuilding the Citadel, rebuilding our numbers, solidifying our position. It made us a stronger organization, I think. But we also have a smaller footprint now. And some of the places we used to patrol have kind of fallen off the map. Now, though, I think it's time to wake up. The world is changing. These crazy broadcasts, the Red Scorpions in the old prison, reports of trade routes to the east where we thought there was nothing but radiation. If the Rangers still want to be a force for good in the world, then we gotta start stepping out beyond our own backyard. It was the Rangers' greatest enemy, though really all it was a malfunctioning machine. The mainframe of a pre-war military facility that somehow got it into its circuit board head that everybody in the world was its enemy. It started pumping out robots to defend itself. And if we hadn't stopped it, those robots could have killed everyone in Arizona. The Red Scorpion militia. They took over the old prison when we moved out. Not really much more than a raider gang. But they're starting to tell everybody that they're the real law in Arizona. And they're asking people to call them for help instead of us. Maybe they're really trying to shape up, but I doubt it. Sounds more like an old-fashioned shakedown scheme to me. Our old home base. Not bad for what it was, but we've been outgrowing it for decades. When we cleared the previous owners out of this place, we saw an opportunity to make a move. We always thought the radiation east of the prison was just too strong, and that travel that way was impossible. But now the Scorpions are claiming they've established trade with a community beyond the radiation called Damanta, and also with a group calling themselves the Servants of Titan. We're not welcome in Scorpion territory, so we can't check the truth of all of this. But they do seem to be getting better weaponry from somewhere, so maybe it's legit. All right. Good luck out there. You'll be hearing from us.
Hey, look at that.
What are you doing here? I told you this room was off. Oh, he's with you, Rangers. Well, keep him away from the equipment.
Alright, so what's this? Cool, more stuff to read. Might be worth reading. Alright, let's go at this point. I'm gonna go in here. And looks like I got some more experience to level up someone. That's nice. At this point, I'm gonna start dumping out anything I'm not using. I'm not really using this stuff. I can strip this for parts, and I think I will. And of course, I get crap for it. But yeah, the basic reason I'm getting rid of this stuff is this for a simple reason that, you know, I don't use those bullets or the anti-weapons at the moment, so... There we go, sell that stuff. Nice stuff to basically get from here. But anyhow, what we're gonna do right now, I'm gonna go look for a 9mm ammo he's got probably somewhere. There's 45, there's 9mm. There. Now, I'll have some ammo for pills to use. Do that. There, load that way? Hey, I did load that way, cool. But there's like a new weapon to make use of. I think I'll be quite happy using it. And you know what? I think we're actually gonna avoid buying stuff basically with him for a moment.
What else do you need? What else do you
Alright, he's in the base, so I guess I have to talk to him when I want to do stuff.
Welcome back to Ranger.
Well, you say
Rangers,
High Pool
have
from
you been
records,
drink?
but I don't think they're gonna be
it's
calling
you,
us that.
Bachowski.
Vargas isn't
I hope you
pleased.
took him out of the brig for a good reason, Rangers. He needs a long time by himself to dry out and get his head on straight. Echo 1, I believe a field promotion is... Congratulations, Echo. Make us proud, recruits.
It's funny how I keep leveling up my guys in here, but I guess that's to be expected. But yeah, I'm not going to send my raiding issues, instead I'm going to go over to this guy. And I think we're going to go look at this stuff in here. Like this. Good use of the same ammo. And let's take this off. Of course it was destroyed. Why wouldn't it be destroyed? Of course. Well, whatever. Talk to you. Silly crap I don't need. So you got a new rifle. You've got a new weapon. You have a new weapon. I guess I should check to see if you know, I should get a new shotgun, I guess. So this takes 5.56. Alright, here's a shotgun. So yeah, that's better than, like, you know, lots of waste, so I'm just gonna buy that. There's some new stuff. And of course that happens too. So I'm glad I came back to the Citadel, getting some good stuff from it. Sort of. I say sort of because, you know, I am getting good stuff, but... They don't have any .3006 ammo, which is kind of a nuisance. There it is. Never mind. Let's buy a little bit of this stuff. Alright, there we go. Everyone's got a little bit of ammo. I got some new weapons. They'll be awesome to use, I hope. Got this guy too. You know, I'm tempted to read these, but I wonder if I should just, you know, wait for another episode for that. I've done enough, you know, in this episode already. I mean, I did a lot in this episode. Ooh, that's tell me about rotation. What a great time for this to be showing up. To rotate your cameras, you can press Q and E by default, rotate left or press and hold the middle, bounce, blah, blah, blah. I've already done this stuff. Pan the camera, move the mouse cursor to the edges, CEs, blah, blah. I already know how to do this stuff, sadly. Let's get going. So next stop, I'll be going to this place. That's over there. Let's just get over there, I guess.
Able 1 to Citadel Base.
Go ahead, Able 1.
On site, talk to caller looking for bogeys.
10-4, Able 1. Advise when complete.
Roger, Citadel Base. Able 1 out.
Next time, I'll be jumping in at the RV here, I guess. With Rick. This has been a long episode, though. Really long episode. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. For now, take care.